large segment of Packer fandom accusing Mr. Mike Florio of clickbaiting with this article that came out on the NBCSports.com website, ProFootballTalk.com. And the tweet basically read, in an effort to keep cheese graters out of Lambeau Field, the Packers have again warned season ticket holders that repeatedly reselling may get their seats revoked.
Wow.
Yeah, that's a big one. It kind of says you don't have the right to do whatever you want with your own tickets that you pay for.
That's true.
I think giving them to your friends to go to the game isn't really considered a big deal. But the thing that gets problematic is when people from the Green Bay brass see Bears fans sitting in your season tickets. That's what they don't like.
So, but that only applies to the season holder tickets, not the postseason.
Yeah, and this doesn't just apply to the Bears. This applies to every team that comes into Lambeau Field every year. And, you know, it's a big draw. It's an old stadium. It's got a lot of history there. So opposing teams' fandoms might make an event out of it.
But but we really know what it is.
Well, I mean, it's the Wrigley Field of football, I guess. You know, that's what it is to me. It's a tourist attraction somewhere.
Okay, fair enough. But the Bears are the biggest rivals.
They are, absolutely. There's no one's going to deny that. So Florio, of course, seized on the rivalry to make a headline out of it. And let's go to the article. It says, Packers warn season ticket holders who repeatedly resell, in quotes there on the end. And you can see in the picture, they put an interview that Mike Florio and Chris Sims did with Jordan Love at the Super Bowl.
Okay.
So Jordan Love was in attendance doing an interview there. Go check that out if you haven't heard it yet and you're a Packer fan. But anyways, the article itself, if you're a Packers owner, they can't take away your stock certificate. They can, however, take away your season tickets. And yes, if you don't know, the Packers, one of the most unique situations in all of sports, are publicly owned. Everybody, they are not privately owned.
That's true.
The Packers have issued another warning to folks who own season tickets and sell them on the secondary market. Quote, our season ticket holders are central to Lambeau Field's significant home field advantage and game day experience, Packers Vice President of Sales and Business Development Craig Benzel said in an item posted on the team's website. Quote, we continue to emphasize the purpose of having season tickets, which is to attend games and contribute to that atmosphere. Simply put, Packers season ticket holders who purchase their tickets with the sole intent of reselling them should not be Packers season ticket holders. And there's a link there on that last part of that sentence. While the Packers have not applied a magic number that will lead to revocation of season tickets, the article states that, quote, season ticket holders who repeatedly resell their season tickets, whether on the secondary market or through ticket brokers, directly or indirectly, may have their renewal ability impacted without further warning, end quote.
Oh, wow.
Citing a waiting list of more than 155,000, the Packers want as many seats as possible to be filled with Packers fans.
Of course. It's their stadium.
I mean, every team wants
Of course,
this.
yeah.
Each team controls its tickets, and while some franchises rely on fans of the visiting team to fill a stadium that would otherwise have empty seats, the Packers have more than enough fans to overload Lambeau Field with people wearing cheeseheads. For anyone who resells to someone who'd be more inclined to wear a cheese grater, the outcome eventually will be not great. I guess I have to ask you the question right off the bat. Is this all related to the new Bears-Packers rivalry rekindled?
Well, on the surface, it looks like it is. But I'm sure they have some data to back it up that there's, like you said, there's a long waiting list. Or do they have stats backing up a lot of people selling their tickets?
Okay, so I'm just going to play devil's advocate and say, like, the Carolina Panthers, I know, played at Lambeau Field last year because they upset them at home. It was one of the games that I was, like, left scratching my head, like, how did Green Bay lose this game?
Sure.
But nevertheless, I digress. Let's just assume for argument's sake that, you know, a season ticket holder sold his tickets to a couple of Panthers fans on the secondary market. And is that what's driving this conversation here? Those Panthers fans that came into Lambeau Field?
I don't think so. I think it's the Bears fans.
I think this is almost like a preemptive strike / warning to that we don't want to see the blue and orange at Lambeau Field. We don't want to see it.
And the Bears are so close to Milwaukee, Chicago. It's a lot easier for Chicago to go to Milwaukee versus Panthers to go to Milwaukee.
Green Bay.
I'm the Green Bay. I meant
Milwaukee and Green Bay are far away from each other.
That's true. Okay, never mind.
But you bring up a good point with Milwaukee. I want to bring it up. I think the Packers don't want Lambeau Field to become Wrigley Field North,
exactly.
like the Brewers Stadium in Milwaukee has been called. I call it Miller Park still because I can't keep up with the name changes. But Milwaukee has run into this problem with the Brewers that the Cubs sort of invade their stadium every time there's a series in Milwaukee.
Because it's so close.
And yet, so I think that's where some of this is coming from too. Now that the rivalry's back on, we better make sure people understand that we're not going to mess around when it comes to seeing rivals in our seats, and Ben Johnson did this, he made it personal.
Of course. And they're putting some guardrails for it. They want the cheese to be dominant, not the cheese grade.
It's interesting. You see this happen with playoff tickets a lot in markets, where it's like, hey, no one outside of these zip codes can purchase playoff tickets for our home games. But I don't think I've ever really seen it for regular season games enforced like this. So, yeah, I don't know. I've never seen the Packers, though, this riled up, I feel like, over the rivalry in a while. And I got to say, it's really refreshing to see them sort of be a little butthurt, if you will, over the whole thing.
And it's good for this. It's good for sports. It's good for the Packers fans, good for the Bears fans. It's good for the sports in general.
It is, but they gotta know their place right now. They don't have bragging rights right now. You gotta come back and earn it next year, and that means that you have to wait until September before this even gets started. That's like 6 months.
Oh, in the instant gratification culture, yes.
You gotta shut up about it, Packer fans. I'm sorry. You cannot criticize the Bears. As much as you want to chirp, our quarterback's still better. It doesn't matter when you don't win. I don't know what to tell you. And I do know that I can tell you this, that Caleb Williams is going to keep getting better. So,
all right,
eat your shorts on that. This was funny. I think it's great for football that this rivalry's back, but this letter going out to season ticket holders it's a little bit over the top for me. I'm going to leave it at that. I guess.
Fair enough.
I know that they want their own fans at the games. I get it, but it's a free country, And if someone has bought season tickets and they want to continue buying those season tickets and they want to sell a game or two to whomever the hell they want to, isn't that their right?
I think so.
This smells like a lawsuit waiting to happen.
Yeah,
almost. Might be. It smells like a lawsuit.
Let's see. We have to wait and see who is the first victim of this.
Well,
and how it's going to get handled.
Nika, some of the Packer fans were not happy about this article by Mike Florio, and I grabbed a couple of the tweets so we could share them with our listening audience here and our viewing audience. Rodrigo, Taylor's version, at Rod Orvananos, I think is how you say that. I apologize, Rod. Holy clickbait, Batman. Too long, didn't read. The Packers have been cracking down on season ticket holders that consistently sell their tickets to away fans. This is what it's about. The cheese graters have nothing to do with this. And Pro Football, he wrote PFF, but it's PFT, by the way. PFF is farming clicks and impressions. Yeah, that's what we do. We farm clicks and impressions because that's our business. His job is to get you to click on that article by writing that. So congratulations, you did. You enabled him. Here's at Dogs Revenge 21. To be honest with you, I'm a Packer fan, and I've always thought the cheesehead things are so dumb. All I could say is Chicago came up with a good one. Well, thank you. Thank you, Dogs Revenge. Please do not get revenge on the field. Here's at Fight Users. One of the most dishonest posts we've seen from Mike, and that's saying a lot. Wow, I didn't think it was really that dishonest. I think this is totally all related to the rivalry. I'm not going to say it's related to the cheese grater hat specifically, but I think it is related to the rivalry. Here is at Madtown Maverick. Clickbait and misinformation. The policy has nothing to do with cheese graters.
Okay.
Like we just said, it does have to do with the Bears, though, and you didn't say that. And at Furiel_COA, You should be embarrassed to be posting biased lies like this while trying to say you are covering the NFL with honesty and authenticity.
But he is covering the NFL, and this is the truth. This is not like he's made this up.
I agree, Furiel. Like, you might want to look in the mirror because this is the honesty and authenticity that other people are afraid of. Mike Florio, it might be a lot of things, but one thing he is not is non-authentic. He is not afraid to go places that other people might be because they don't want to lose their access, or they don't want to piss off the wrong person and maybe jeopardize their future.
Absolutely.
But Mike Florio does not operate under those same parameters. He is self-made, and he has a deal with NBC. They don't want him to go away. They like his content. They like it. So
it creates a little bit of drama.
It's a partnership, everybody. It's not like he's employed by them.
That's true.
So he has a lot more freedom and power than I think people might even realize in his position.
He's not taking talking points from somebody upstairs.
Yeah. Pro Football Talk was not NBC's.
Yeah.
They bought it. And they wanted to have this partnership. So take that. Let us know what you think about this below. Are the Packers getting to be a little bit too afraid of the Bears, folks? Are they showing too many signs of weakness? I feel like they're acting a little soft right now over all of this.
Maybe they're going through the Bears derangement syndrome.
Well, I'm just saying, I didn't see George McCaskey writing a letter to the Bears fans being like, stop selling your tickets to Green Bay fans. Stop it. He's got his own stadium problems to worry about. Indiana or Illinois? What's it going to be?
Iowa.
Please don't embarrass us and take us to Indiana and have us being called the Indiana Bears by these same Packers fans.
That's the ammunition for the Packers fan.
Yeah,
if that happens.
It is.